Welcome to this audiobook, How to Get Better Every Single Day. This is not about unrealistic promises or sudden transformations. It is about steady, reliable progress. It is about small, intentional actions that compound into extraordinary results over time. You might be here because you want to grow. Maybe you want to achieve more in your career, improve your relationships, build new habits, or strengthen your health. Maybe you are tired of starting over and want a plan that truly lasts. Or maybe you are simply curious. What does it take to keep improving every single day? The answer is simpler than most people think. It does not begin with massive changes. It does not demand that you become someone else overnight. It begins with your mindset, your habits, and your choices repeated daily. Success is not built in sudden leaps. It is built in quiet, consistent steps. Chapter 1. The Power of Small Improvements. Welcome to Chapter 1. Imagine if the smallest decisions you make today could completely change the direction of your future. What if a single habit, practiced daily, could multiply into extraordinary results? Most people believe success comes from big breakthroughs, but the truth is this: greatness is built on small improvements, repeated over time. If you want to transform your life, you don't need to start with massive changes. You only need to start with one small step today. Stay tuned and subscribe, because this journey is about to show you how small actions can create the life you dream of. Improvement does not begin with perfection. It begins with small, consistent choices. Many people wait until they feel ready, strong, or confident before they act. But if you wait, the moment may never arrive. Progress begins when you take action, no matter how small. The smallest effort can be the spark that ignites long-term transformation. Think about a drop of water. One drop seems meaningless. But over time, drop after drop, water carves valleys, smooths stones, and shapes landscapes. Your daily habits are like those drops. On their own, they may seem insignificant. But over weeks, months, and years, they transform your future. Let's consider Liam, a high school student who struggled with his grades. He wanted to improve, but felt overwhelmed by the amount of work. Instead of trying to change everything at once, he started by dedicating just 15 minutes each day to review his notes. At first, it didn't feel like much, but after a few weeks, his understanding grew. His test scores improved, and by the end of the semester, he was performing better than he ever imagined. It wasn't luck. It was the power of small improvements. Small improvements build momentum. Momentum is the invisible energy that carries you forward. When you start small, success feels easier. You don't need to climb the whole mountain in one step. You only need to take the first step, then the next. Over time, these steps create unstoppable momentum. Ava dreamed of becoming an artist. She compared herself to others and often felt discouraged. One day she decided to draw just one sketch a day. It didn't matter if it was good or bad. After months, her skills had grown dramatically. She no longer doubted herself because she had proof of progress. That daily sketch built her confidence and shaped her into the artist she wanted to be. The truth is, our brains are wired to underestimate the power of small improvements. We crave quick results. We want immediate success, but lasting growth comes from compounding effort. Think about money saved in a bank account. At first, the interest seems small, but as it compounds year after year, it grows into something significant. Your habits work the same way. What you do today compounds into who you become tomorrow. Noah loved playing piano, but he often got frustrated when he couldn't master difficult pieces quickly. His teacher reminded him that practicing just a little every day was more powerful than practicing for hours, only once in a while. Slowly, with consistent practice, Noah's skill grew. His frustration turned into patience, and his patience became mastery. The secret is not intensity, but consistency. Anyone can push hard for a short time, but those who grow are the ones who show up day after day, even when motivation fades. Small improvements are the foundation of discipline. They teach you that effort matters more than perfection. Emma wanted to improve her writing. At first, she tried to write long essays every week, but burnout followed quickly. Then she changed her approach. She wrote just 1 page a day. That 1 page became a routine. Soon, her thoughts flowed easier, her style became clearer, and writing no longer felt like a burden. Her dream of becoming a strong writer was no longer far away. It was being built 1 page at a time. Every small improvement creates confidence. When you see progress, even tiny progress, your belief grows, and belief fuels further effort. Confidence is not built by waiting until you feel ready. It is built by acting now, by proving to yourself that you can improve 1 small step at a time. Mia was training for a marathon. At first, the distance terrified her. She couldn't imagine running so many miles. Her coach encouraged her to start with short runs, adding just a little distance each week. Over months, her endurance grew. What once seemed impossible became achievable. Mia's marathon victory was not the result of one heroic run, but countless small runs that built her strength. This is the essence of small improvements. They change what you believe is possible. Each step forward makes the next step easier. Each success, no matter how small, proves that growth is happening. Sometimes people resist small steps because they feel too slow, but slow is not the enemy. Stopping is. Progress, no matter how small, keeps you moving forward. Small steps protect you from burnout, build resilience, and keep your vision alive. Think about Ethan, who wanted to learn coding. He felt overwhelmed by tutorials and complex languages. But instead of giving up, he committed to learning one new concept every day. At first it seemed like crawling, but after months, Ethan could build full projects. His steady, daily learning turned into a skill that transformed his career. Resilience grows through small improvements. Each small challenge you overcome prepares you for the next. Life will test you, but small daily victories give you the strength to keep going. Zoe faced self-doubt when she began her fitness journey. She compared herself to athletes and felt discouraged. But she promised herself one simple rule: show up every day. Some days she trained hard, some days lightly, but she always showed up. Months later, she realized she was stronger, faster, and more confident. Her identity had changed. She was no longer someone who doubted herself. She was someone who improved daily. Improvement is not about speed. It is about direction. Every small choice moves you closer to or further from your goals. Choose wisely, and small actions will carry you to places you never dreamed possible. As you reflect on this first chapter, ask yourself, what small improvement can you make today? Maybe it's reading a few pages of a book, maybe it's drinking more water, writing a single paragraph, or taking a short walk. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be consistent. This is the power of small improvements. This is how you get better every single day. In the next chapter, we will dive into the mindset that fuels growth, the belief that you can change, improve, and shape your future. Because without the right mindset, even the smallest steps feel heavy. But with it, every step becomes a step forward. Chapter 2. Mindset. Believing you can grow. Welcome to Chapter 2. Let me ask you a question. What do you believe about yourself? Do you think your abilities are fixed, like carved stone? Or do you believe they can grow and change, like a tree reaching toward the sun? Your answer shapes your entire life. If you believe growth is impossible, you stop trying. But if you believe you can grow, improve, and become more, you unlock limitless potential. That belief is called mindset. And in this chapter, we will explore why believing you can grow is the foundation for getting better every single day. Stay tuned and subscribe, because your mindset can either hold you back or set you free. Mindset is the lens through which you see yourself and the world. There are two main ways people see themselves: a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, I am who I am. My intelligence, talent, and ability cannot change. A growth mindset says, I can improve through effort, learning, and persistence. I may not be there yet, but I can get better. The difference between these two mindsets is the difference between staying stuck and reaching your potential. Consider Liam, who struggled in math. With a fixed mindset, he believed he was simply bad at math and could never improve. Every mistake confirmed that belief. But when his teacher introduced the idea of growth mindset, Liam began to see mistakes differently. Instead of proof of failure, mistakes became opportunities to learn. With consistent practice, his skills improved. He was not born bad at math, he just needed to believe he could grow. Ava dreamed of becoming a musician. At first, she thought talent was everything. She compared herself to others who seemed naturally gifted and felt like giving up. But when she adopted a growth mindset, she realized talent might start the journey, but effort and persistence finish it. She practiced daily, even when progress was slow. Over time, her skills matched those she once envied. Belief fueled her growth. The stories of people who succeed are rarely stories of instant talent. They are stories of persistence. Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, once said he did not fail 1,000 times. He discovered 1,000 ways that did not work. That is the growth mindset. It turns failure into feedback, obstacles into opportunities, and effort into progress. Noah loved basketball but often sat on the bench. With a fixed mindset, he believed he was not good enough. But when he started practicing every morning before school, his game improved. Soon he earned more playing time. And eventually, he became a starter. What changed? His belief. He believed he could grow, and that belief drove him to put in the work. A growth mindset does not deny difficulty. It does not say everything will be easy. It says everything can improve with effort, patience, and learning. When you believe you can grow, challenges no longer scare you. They shape you. Emma wanted to write stories, but early drafts were full of mistakes. She felt embarrassed and almost gave up. But then she told herself, I am not a bad writer. I am just a writer in progress. That belief allowed her to keep writing, editing, and improving. Years later, her stories touched the lives of many readers. She did not wait to be perfect. She grew by believing she could improve. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Science shows that when you practice new skills, your brain forms new connections. Effort literally changes the brain. Growth is not just possible, it is natural. Mia wanted to learn a new language. At first, the words sounded strange, and she forgot them quickly. But she reminded herself that her brain could adapt. Day by day, word by word, she grew more confident. A year later, she could hold conversation. Her belief in growth transformed frustration into fluency. Jake faced fear in public speaking. His fixed mindset told him he would always be shy and awkward. But when he challenged that belief, he started small, reading aloud in class, then speaking in small groups. Over time, his confidence grew. He learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the belief that you can improve by facing it. A growth mindset is also about the word yet. If you say, I can't do this, you shut the door. But if you say, I can't do this yet, you leave the door open. That small word changes everything. It keeps hope alive and motivates you to keep trying. Ethan wanted to start a business. At first, his attempts failed. With a fixed mindset, failure would have meant quitting. But his growth mindset told him every mistake was a lesson. Each failure made him wiser. Eventually, his persistence led to success. He grew because he believed he could. Zoe wanted to get healthier. At first, workouts felt exhausting, and results were slow. With a fixed mindset, she might have thought, this is just how my body is. But with a growth mindset, she told herself, I am building strength, even if I can't see it yet. Over months, her progress became visible. Her belief in growth carried her through. Mindset shapes resilience. When you believe you can grow, you don't fear challenges, you expect them. You know each challenge builds strength. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you ask, "What can I learn?" That question turns struggles into stepping stones. Mindset also shapes relationships. If you believe people can change, you give them patience and encouragement. If you believe they are fixed, you give them judgment. A growth mindset not only improves you, but also inspires others. Let's be honest. There will be days when growth feels slow. Days when you doubt yourself. That is when mindset matters most. A fixed mindset quits when progress is invisible. A growth mindset keeps going, trusting that improvement is happening, even when unseen. Think of a seed underground. For weeks, nothing is visible. But growth is happening beneath the soil. One day, the seed breaks through the surface. Your growth works the same way. Keep believing, keep nurturing, and eventually results appear. As you reflect on this chapter, remember this. Your mindset is your foundation. If you believe you cannot grow, you build walls around yourself. If you believe you can grow, you build doors. Which will you choose? Growth is not about who you are today, but who you are becoming tomorrow. Believe in your ability to grow, and you will get better every single day. In the next chapter, we will explore the habits that shape your future. Because belief is the beginning, but habits are the actions that turn belief into reality. Chapter 3, Daily Habits That Shape Your Future. Welcome to Chapter 3. Let me ask you something. What do you do every day without even thinking about it? Do you wake up and check your phone first thing in the morning? Do you grab breakfast, or do you skip it? Do you read a book, or do you scroll endlessly on social media? These small actions may feel unimportant, but together they shape who you are becoming. Habits build your future, whether you realize it or not. So stay tuned and subscribe, because this chapter is about how your daily habits decide the life you will live. Your life is not built in a day. It is built by what you repeat day after day. Imagine you want to get stronger. Lifting a single weight one time will not change you, but lifting a little bit every day will. Over weeks, months, and years, that effort adds up. Habits are like bricks. Each one is small on its own, but together they build the house of your life. Think about Olivia, a high school student who wanted better grades. Instead of cramming before exams, she built a habit of studying for 30 minutes every evening. At first it felt small, almost too small to matter. But over time, those daily study sessions added up. She understood more, remembered more, and felt less stressed during exams. Her grades rose, not because of one big effort, but because of small, steady habits. Now look at Mason, who wanted to get in shape. He decided to run for just 10 minutes every morning. 10 minutes may sound like nothing, but that tiny daily habit grew. Soon, 10 minutes became 20, and 20 became 30. A year later, Mason was running half marathons. His transformation started with one small daily choice. Habits can work for you or against you. If you spend every evening watching hours of television, that habit shapes your mind and body. If you spend those same hours reading, learning, or exercising, your future looks very different. The question is not whether you have habits, you do. The question is whether your habits are helping you or hurting you. Emily had a habit of checking her phone first thing in the morning. She noticed it made her feel stressed, rushed, and distracted, so she changed the habit. Instead of reaching for her phone, she spent 5 minutes journaling. Writing down her thoughts and goals gave her clarity. That small habit shift changed the tone of her entire day. Science shows that habits work because of something called the habit loop: a cue, a routine, and a reward. For example, the cue might be feeling tired, the routine might be drinking coffee. The reward is the energy boost. Once your brain learns that pattern, it repeats it automatically. Understanding this loop allows you to break bad habits and build good ones. Take Ethan, who had a habit of eating junk food when he felt bored. The cue was boredom. The routine was eating chips. The reward was quick pleasure. To change the habit, he replaced the routine. When boredom hit, he grabbed an apple or went for a short walk. Over time, the new habit stuck, and his health improved. Habits also stack. If you link a new habit to one you already have, it is easier to stick with it. For example, Lily wanted to drink more water. She decided that every time she brushed her teeth, she would drink a glass of water. That simple habit stack made it automatic. Soon, she was drinking more water every day without thinking about it. Daily habits also shape your identity. If you write every day, even for 10 minutes, you become a writer. If you run every day, even for a mile, you become a runner. Your habits are not just actions, they are votes for the kind of person you want to be. Each day, you cast a vote. Over time, the votes add up and shape your identity. Let's talk about James. He wanted to be more confident. Instead of waiting for confidence to magically appear, he built small daily habits: speaking up once in class, making eye contact when talking, writing affirmations in a journal. Each small act was a vote for the identity of a confident person. Day by day, his confidence grew. Not every habit needs to be huge. In fact, the smaller, the better, because small habits are easier to stick with. They require less willpower, but their results compound over time. Reading 1 page a day does not seem like much, but in a year that is 365 pages, a full book. 10 push-ups a day may feel tiny, but in a year that is thousands of push-ups. Sarah wanted to learn guitar. At first, she thought she needed to practice for hours, but that overwhelmed her, so she started with just 5 minutes a day. Those 5 minutes grew into 15, then 30. 2 years later, she was playing songs fluently. The secret was not massive effort, but daily consistency. Bad habits, however, also compound. Skipping one workout may not harm you, but skipping workouts for weeks builds a habit of inactivity. Eating one unhealthy meal may not matter, but eating unhealthy meals every day leads to long-term health issues. The little choices you make repeatedly become the life you live. Jack struggled with procrastination. His habit was to delay work until the last moment. That habit created stress and lowered his performance. To change it, he built a new routine, doing his hardest task first thing in the morning. At first, it was uncomfortable, but soon, the new habit became automatic, and his productivity soared. Your environment also shapes your habits. If healthy food is easy to reach, you are more likely to eat it. If junk food is everywhere, you are more likely to eat that. If books are visible on your desk, you are more likely to read. If your phone is always nearby, you are more likely to scroll. Designing your environment helps you build better habits. Consider Anna, who wanted to read more and watch less TV. She moved her books to her bedside table and unplugged her television. With the environment working for her, reading became the easier choice. Over time, reading replaced TV as her evening habit. Habits also thrive on accountability. If you tell a friend about your goal, you are more likely to follow through. If you join a group where the desired habit is normal, you are more likely to stick with it. For example, Daniel wanted to exercise more. He joined a local running club. Running with others made the habit fun, social, and sustainable. It is important to celebrate progress. Reward yourself for sticking to habits. Even small celebrations, like saying, "Yes, I did it today," reinforce the habit. Your brain loves rewards, and celebration helps the new habit stick. Do not expect perfection. Building habits is about progress, not flawless execution. If you miss a day, that is okay. What matters is getting back on track the next day. Consistency beats perfection. Missing once will not ruin your progress. Quitting will. Let's pause here. Think about your current habits. Which ones are helping you? Which ones are hurting you? What tiny daily change could improve your future? Remember, habits are not about what you do once in a while. They are about what you do every day. Your future is hidden in your daily routine. If you want to know where your life is heading, look at your habits. Are they leading you toward your goals or away from them? You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So, what small habit will you start today? Maybe it is reading one page, walking for 5 minutes, or writing one thought in a journal. Start small, be consistent, and watch your future transform. In the next chapter, we will explore the power of focus, how directing your attention to what truly matters can accelerate your growth and help you get better every single day. Chapter 4. The Power of Focus. Welcome to Chapter 4. Ask yourself this: where is your attention right now? Are you fully present, or is your mind jumping from one thing to another? Focus is one of the most powerful tools for improvement. Without it, even the best habits, skills, or intentions can get lost. Today we will explore how focus can accelerate your growth and help you get better every single day. Don't forget to subscribe and stay connected, because learning to focus changes everything. Focus is the ability to direct your energy and attention toward what matters most. It is not about doing more, it is about doing what truly counts. Imagine you are trying to fill a bucket with water using a hose. If the water sprays everywhere, the bucket will stay empty, but if you aim the hose directly, the bucket fills quickly. Focus works the same way. Consider Liam, who wanted to improve in school. He tried to study everything at once: math, science, history, and English. His attention was scattered, and his progress was slow. When he learned to focus on one subject at a time, he retained more knowledge and completed tasks faster. By focusing, he multiplied the effectiveness of his efforts. Ava, who loved painting, often felt frustrated. She wanted to paint, read, learn music, and practice sports all in the same day. Her energy was divided, and nothing felt finished. Her mentor taught her to schedule focused sessions: painting in the morning, music in the afternoon, sports in the evening. Within weeks, she felt more productive and creative. Focus allowed her to channel energy where it mattered. Focus is not just about attention, it's also about saying no. Every day, distractions compete for your energy: social media, notifications, unimportant tasks, or even unnecessary worries. Mentally strong people learn to protect their focus. They prioritize tasks that move them toward growth and ignore the rest. Noah wanted to learn coding. Every day, he faced a choice: practice coding or scroll social media. At first, he let scrolling win. Progress was slow. Then he decided to block distractions during practice time. By giving full attention to coding, he learned faster, solved problems more effectively, and eventually built his first app. Focus made the difference. Focus also improves learning. When you concentrate fully on a task, your brain absorbs information more efficiently. Reading a book while distracted may take hours, but reading the same book with full attention takes less time and leaves stronger understanding. The quality of your attention determines the quality of your growth. Emma wanted to improve her writing. Instead of writing in bits and pieces while distracted, she dedicated 1 hour each day to focused writing. No phone, no multitasking, just writing. Within weeks, her sentences became sharper, ideas flowed faster, and her creativity increased. Focus amplified her effort. Mia trained for a marathon, but her practice runs often felt wasted because she was thinking about school, chores, or other worries. When she began running with full attention, watching her breathing, steps, and pace, she improved her endurance and technique faster. Focus turned practice into real progress. Focus requires discipline. It is easy to give in to distractions or multitask, but every time you allow your mind to wander, progress slows. By training yourself to focus on one task at a time, you increase the quality and speed of your growth. Consider Ethan. who wanted to learn a musical instrument. Practicing while checking his phone meant he repeated mistakes. By putting away distractions and focusing entirely on practice, he noticed mistakes immediately, corrected them, and improved faster. His journey became more efficient because he mastered focus. Focus is also about long-term vision. It is easy to get caught in immediate pleasure or short-term tasks. Mentally strong people keep their eyes on their goals, aligning daily actions with long-term objectives. Every day becomes a building block for the future, instead of a drift through distractions. Jack struggled with procrastination because he constantly switched between tasks. One day, he tried something different. He wrote down the most important task and dedicated 2 hours solely to it. No phone, no messages, no interruptions. By the end of the session, he had completed more than he used to in an entire day. That experience showed him the power of undivided attention. Your environment also influences focus. A cluttered space can scatter your mind, while an organized environment encourages attention. Noise, distractions, or digital notifications weaken focus. Creating a space conducive to concentration is as important as training your mind. Zoe wanted to improve her drawing skills. She set aside a corner in her room, free from phone notifications and other distractions. She practiced for 1 focused hour each day. Over months, her art improved dramatically. Focus transformed her skill. Even though the time she spent daily seemed small, focus multiplies effort. 10 focused minutes are often more productive than an hour of divided attention. Quality of focus matters more than quantity of time. Learning to focus is learning to work smarter, not just harder. Daily practice of focus also strengthens mental resilience. The more you train your mind to stay on task, the less likely it will be derailed by stress, fear, or doubts. Focus becomes your shield against distractions and negativity. Let's think about habits now. Habits and focus work together. Good habits performed with full focus become powerful tools for growth. Bad habits performed without focus multiply their negative impact. Paying attention to how you spend your energy allows you to improve faster than random effort. Finally, remember this: focus is not about doing everything. It is about doing the right things well. Your ability to focus defines the speed and quality of your growth. Each time you focus deeply on something that matters, you are casting a vote for the life you want. As you finish this chapter, reflect on your daily routines. Which moments are filled with scattered attention and which are focused? Start small. Pick 1 task today and give it your full attention. Practice it tomorrow. Make focus a habit. In the next chapter, we will explore discipline, how consistent action, even when motivation fades, is the engine that carries your focus and habits into real results. Chapter 5. The role of discipline. Welcome to Chapter 5. Let me ask you a question. How often do you start something with excitement, but give up a few days later? It happens to everyone. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation fades. In this chapter, we will explore the role of discipline in getting better every single day. Subscribe and stay connected, because discipline is the engine that turns your habits and focus into real results. Discipline is the ability to take action, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation is like a spark. It feels powerful but fades quickly. Discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning long after the spark is gone. Without discipline, even the best intentions fail. With it, progress becomes inevitable. Consider Liam, who wanted to improve in school. He loved learning on good days, but struggled on days he felt tired or distracted. Motivation alone was unreliable. When he developed discipline, setting a study schedule and sticking to it regardless of mood, his grades improved consistently. Discipline made the work non-negotiable. Eva wanted to become a skilled artist. At first she painted when inspiration struck, but inspiration was unpredictable. Some days she painted nothing at all. When she adopted discipline, she set aside 1 hour each day to paint. No exceptions. Over months, her skill multiplied. Discipline turned effort into growth. Discipline does not require perfection. It does not demand that you feel amazing every day or that you achieve extraordinary results immediately. Discipline is about showing up, doing the work, even when it is hard, boring, or uncomfortable. That simple commitment separates those who improve from those who stagnate. Noah struggled with coding. He wanted to build a website, but often procrastinated. Motivation carried him only sporadically. When he created a daily routine, 1 hour of coding, no excuses, progress became steady. Day by day, his skills grew. Discipline turned small daily actions into meaningful results. Discipline also shapes character. People who consistently act, even when they don't feel like it, develop confidence and self-respect. Each time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Discipline reinforces belief in your ability to grow. Emma wanted to write a book. At first, she wrote only when she felt inspired. Pages came slowly, and frustration grew. When she created discipline, writing for 30 minutes every morning, her book began to take shape. The habit of showing up every day transformed her dream into reality. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. You can set all the goals in the world, but without disciplined action, they remain dreams. Discipline is showing up consistently, even when progress seems invisible. Mia trained for a marathon. Running felt exhausting some days, and skipping seemed tempting. But she committed to running every day, even short distances on tough days. That disciplined consistency built endurance, strength, and mental toughness. By race day, she was ready. Discipline turned small daily steps into extraordinary achievement. Discipline also helps you resist temptation. Life is full of distractions: phones, entertainment, unhealthy habits, excuses. Discipline is the inner strength that allows you to stay focused on what matters, even when distractions are everywhere. Ethan wanted to learn a new language. On some days, he felt tired and unmotivated. Discipline pushed him to study vocabulary, review grammar, and practice speaking anyway. Over time, his fluency grew. Discipline ensured that effort was consistent, not sporadic. Jack struggled with procrastination. He often felt motivated at first but delayed work until later. When he created a disciplined schedule, prioritizing important tasks and starting immediately, he accomplished more than ever before. Discipline converted intentions into results. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. By committing to small, consistent actions, you free yourself from chaos, stress, and stagnation. You no longer rely on fleeting motivation. Your growth becomes predictable. Zoe wanted to improve her fitness. Some days, exercise felt like a chore. Discipline meant showing up regardless. Day by day, she built strength, stamina, and confidence. Discipline transformed discomfort into progress. Discipline works best with clear routines. The brain craves structure. When you create a daily schedule and stick to it, you conserve mental energy. Decisions become automatic. You don't have to rely on willpower alone. Habits plus discipline equals unstoppable growth. Consider a student who wants to get better grades. Studying only when motivated leads to inconsistent results. Studying at the same time each day, no matter what, builds knowledge steadily. Discipline multiplies the effect of effort. Discipline also teaches resilience. Life will challenge you. Things won't always go your way. Motivation will waver. Discipline allows you to keep moving forward despite setbacks. Every act of consistency strengthens your ability to endure challenges. Even small acts of discipline matter. Waking up on time, practicing a skill, completing a task, or saying no to distractions are tiny commitments with large cumulative effects. Over months, these acts compound into remarkable growth. It is natural to feel resistance. Discipline requires effort. But the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Like a muscle, discipline grows stronger with repeated use. Each day you honor your commitments. You reinforce your ability to stay consistent. Look at your life and consider where discipline can make the biggest difference. Is it in your studies, your health, your relationships, or your personal growth? Start small, commit to one daily action, no matter how minor, and stick with it. That single act builds momentum and confidence. Remember, motivation may spark action, but discipline sustains it. Motivation is unreliable, but discipline is predictable. When motivation fades, discipline carries you forward. That is how you get better every single day. As you finish this chapter, think about one area of your life where you can practice discipline starting today. Decide, commit, and take action. In the next chapter, we will explore time, how to use every one of your 24 hours wisely to accelerate growth and improvement. Chapter 6. Time. Using your 24 hours wisely. Welcome to Chapter 6. Let me ask you something important. How do you spend your 24 hours? Everyone gets the same number of hours in a day, rich or poor, young or old, successful or struggling. Yet some people achieve more, grow faster, and live fuller lives. The difference is not the number of hours, but how they use them. In this chapter, we will explore how to use your time wisely so you can get better every single day. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned, because mastering your time means mastering your life. Time is the one resource you can never get back. You can earn more money, gain more possessions, and rebuild after failure, but once time passes, it is gone forever. That is why how you spend your time matters more than almost anything else. Consider Liam, who wanted to improve his grades. He spent hours playing games and watching videos, leaving little time for study. His results showed it. When he realized that time was slipping away, he created a schedule. He dedicated 2 hours every evening to studying, while still leaving space for rest and fun. Within months, his grades improved. The change was not about having more time. It was about using his time wisely. Ava dreamed of becoming a dancer. At first, she practiced only when she felt like it. Days passed with little progress. Then she started treating time as her most valuable currency. She carved out 1 hour daily, no matter what, for practice. Over the years, those hours compounded into mastery. Her peers wondered about her talent, but it was not talent alone, it was disciplined use of time. Everyone wastes time in different ways, scrolling endlessly, binge-watching, procrastinating, or doing tasks that don't really matter. These habits feel comfortable in the moment, but steal precious hours from your future. Imagine how your life could change if you redirected just 1 wasted hour a day into building skills, exercising, or learning. 1 hour a day is 65 hours in a year. That's the equivalent of 9 full work weeks invested in your growth. Noah wanted to learn guitar. At first, he said he didn't have time. But when he tracked his days, he realized he spent nearly 2 hours daily on social media. He cut that in half and practiced guitar for 1 hour instead. Within months, he was playing songs he once thought impossible. The time was always there. He just needed to use it differently. Emma wanted to write stories. She often felt overwhelmed with school, chores, and responsibilities. But she discovered a simple truth: not all tasks are equal. Some tasks matter more for long-term goals, while others are urgent but unimportant. She learned to prioritize writing first, even if it meant leaving smaller tasks for later. That choice turned her dream into a reality. Mia was training for a marathon. She worked part-time and studied as well. Many told her she didn't have enough time, but she scheduled her runs early in the morning. By waking up 1 hour earlier, she created the time she needed. It was not about finding time. It was about making time. Ethan faced a challenge in balancing schoolwork and learning coding. At first, he tried multitasking, jumping between tasks that wasted time and left him drained. When he began focusing on one task at a time, his productivity doubled. By giving full attention to one thing, he accomplished more in less time. Jack often procrastinated. He told himself he would do work later, but later rarely came. His days filled with distractions, and his goals suffered. When he started using a simple rule, doing the most important task first thing in the morning, his results improved dramatically. He learned that how you start your day shapes how you end it. Time is best managed by clarity. When you know what matters most, decisions become easier. Without clear goals, you waste hours drifting. With clear goals, you invest hours with purpose. Think of your time like money. If you don't budget it, it disappears without notice. If you spend it intentionally, it builds wealth in skills, health, and growth. Zoe wanted to get healthier. She always said she was too busy to work out. Then she realized that watching one less episode of her favorite show each night freed up 30 minutes. She used that time to exercise. Over time, those 30 minutes reshaped her health and confidence. Your environment influences your time. If distractions are always within reach, hours vanish. Designing your space to support productivity, keeping your phone away during study, preparing your workout clothes the night before saves time and energy. Small changes create big results. Another key to wise time use is rest. Many people think productivity means working non-stop, but your brain and body need rest to recharge. Sleep, breaks, and downtime make your focused hours more effective. It is not about working the longest, but working with balance. Olivia, a college student, tried studying late into the night, sleeping little, and pushing non-stop. Her results declined. When she respected her body's need for sleep and scheduled breaks, her focus sharpened. She achieved more in fewer hours. Rest was not wasted time. It was fuel for better use of time. Accountability also protects your time. When you share goals with a friend, join a study group, or set a timer, you guard your hours against waste. You make a promise to yourself and others, and that promise makes your time more intentional. Remember, every person you admire, every success story you know, was built on the same 24 hours you have. What separates them is how they invested their time. They traded comfort for consistency, distractions for discipline, and wasted hours for meaningful actions. Take a moment to reflect. Where are your hours going each day? How many are invested in your growth? How many are lost to habits that add nothing to your future? You may not control how much time you have in life, but you control how you use the hours in front of you today. Your future is built in the present. Every minute invested in growth compounds. Every hour wasted cannot be reclaimed. If you want to get better, every single day, protect your time, prioritize your goals, and invest your energy where it matters most. As we close this chapter, remember this truth. You already have enough time, you just need to use it wisely. In the next chapter, we will explore the power of resilience, how bouncing back from failure and setbacks is just as important as using time well. Chapter 7. Learning something new every day. Welcome to Chapter 7. Ask yourself this: what did you learn today? Did you challenge your mind, explore a new idea, or practice a skill? Continuous learning is the heartbeat of personal growth. The more you learn, the more capable you become, and the faster you improve. Stay tuned and subscribe, because developing a habit of daily learning can completely transform your life. Learning is not reserved for classrooms or textbooks. It happens everywhere through experiences, mistakes, conversations, reading, and reflection. Every day offers an opportunity to learn something new. The question is whether you seize it or let it pass. Consider Liam, who wanted to improve academically. Instead of only completing assigned homework, he made it a habit to learn one new thing each day. Sometimes it was a historical fact, a scientific principle, or a new word. By the end of the year, he had gained more knowledge than many students who only relied on classwork. Daily learning multiplied his growth. Ava loved painting, but she realized she could always improve. She started dedicating 20 minutes a day to experimenting with a new technique or style. Some days she succeeded, some days she failed, but every day she learned something that made her a better artist over time. Small, daily experiments compounded into mastery. Noah wanted to learn about technology. Instead of just following social media trends, he read one article a day on coding or innovation. Slowly, he built expertise that made him confident and knowledgeable. Continuous learning became his edge over peers. The power of daily learning is in compounding knowledge. One small idea learned today can lead to multiple discoveries tomorrow. Understanding one concept may spark curiosity about another. Learning is not linear, it grows like a snowball rolling down a hill. Emma, an aspiring writer, committed to reading one chapter of a book each day. It didn't seem like much, but over months, her vocabulary expanded, ideas multiplied, and creativity blossomed. Reading daily helped her write better and faster, turning learning into skill. Learning something new daily also strengthens your brain. Science shows that when you challenge yourself with new information, your brain forms new connections. Neural pathways grow, mental flexibility increases, and problem-solving improves. Learning literally makes you smarter and more adaptable. Mia wanted to improve her cooking skills. She decided to try one new recipe every day, even if it was small or simple. She discovered new ingredients, techniques, and flavor combinations. Within months, her ability and confidence in the kitchen transformed. Daily learning turned a hobby into a talent. Learning is not just about knowledge, it is also about perspective. Every day you learn something new, your understanding of the world expands. You see possibilities you couldn't see before. You notice patterns, solutions, and opportunities. Growth accelerates when your mind remains curious and open.
Ethan faced a challenge with public speaking. He decided to learn one new tip or technique every day: posture, voice modulation, or storytelling. Each small lesson improved his confidence and skill. Over time, his fear of speaking in front of others diminished, replaced by competence and self-assurance.
Daily learning builds resilience. When you continuously expand your skills and knowledge, setbacks become easier to handle. Mistakes transform into lessons, challenges become opportunities, and failure becomes a temporary step, not a permanent block. Jack wanted to improve in sports. Each day, he focused on learning one specific technique, whether dribbling, footwork, or strategy. Small daily improvements accumulated into significant performance gains. The habit of learning made practice purposeful and effective. Learning also fosters adaptability. Life is unpredictable. New challenges appear constantly. If you learn something every day, you equip yourself with tools, knowledge, and skills to handle whatever comes. Adaptability becomes second nature. Zoe realized the importance of lifelong learning. She decided to take online courses, watch educational videos, and read articles every day. Even 5 minutes daily added up. Within months, she had learned more than she imagined, and her confidence in tackling new challenges soared. Daily learning requires intentionality. You can't rely on chance encounters or random exposure. You need to decide, today I will learn something meaningful. It could be practical, like fixing something around the house, or intellectual, like understanding a new concept. The key is consistency. Learning something new every day also inspires others. When your friends, family, or colleagues see your commitment to growth, they are motivated to follow. Knowledge spreads, creating an environment where improvement becomes contagious. Small daily learning habits are easy to start. Listen to a podcast, read an article, watch an educational video, write down a new idea, or ask a question. One tiny habit each day compounds into incredible growth over time. Remember, it is not about being perfect or mastering everything. The goal is continuous improvement. One new thing today, one new thing tomorrow, and over months and years, you will transform into someone smarter, more skilled, and more capable. As you finish this chapter, ask yourself, what can I learn today that will improve me tomorrow? Make a small commitment. Start now. Build the habit of daily learning. Your future self will thank you. In the next chapter, we will explore the strength of focus, how concentrating your attention on what truly matters can amplify your learning and growth even faster. Chapter 8. The Strength of Focus. Welcome to Chapter 8. Let me ask you this. How often do you start a task but get distracted halfway through? How many times do your thoughts drift to social media, notifications, or worries? Focus is the skill that separates those who improve from those who stagnate. Today, we will explore the strength of focus and how mastering it can accelerate your growth. Subscribe and stay tuned, because focus is your superpower when it comes to getting better every single day. Focus is not just about attention, it is about energy, intention, and clarity. When you focus, you direct your mental and physical energy toward the task that matters most. Without focus, effort dissipates and progress slows. Focus acts like a magnifying glass, concentrating your energy to ignite real results. Consider Liam, who wanted to improve his grades. He studied for hours each day, but his attention was split between homework, phone notifications, and daydreaming. Despite the time spent, his progress was slow. When he learned to focus on one subject at a time and remove distractions, his efficiency soared. 1 hour of focused study became more valuable than 3 hours of scattered effort. Ava, an aspiring musician, practiced her instrument daily, but often got distracted by her surroundings. When she dedicated uninterrupted time for practice, her progress accelerated. Focus allowed her to absorb lessons, correct mistakes, and deepen her skill faster than before. Small adjustments in attention led to huge improvements. Focus also builds momentum. When you give your full attention to one task, you start to see results quickly, which motivates you to continue. Momentum feeds on itself. One focused session creates clarity, confidence, and energy for the next. Noah wanted to become a better writer. He would write when inspiration struck, but often left his work unfinished due to distractions. When he committed to focused writing sessions daily, even for just 30 minutes, his stories improved dramatically. Focus transformed his ideas into real, tangible progress. Focus requires discipline. It is easy to drift, procrastinate, or multitask, but strength comes from concentrating on one important task at a time. Daily habits performed with attention are far more effective than longer periods of scattered effort. Emma wanted to improve her fitness. She realized she had been exercising without focus, going through motions rather than paying attention to technique. When she practiced with full concentration, she improved her form, built strength faster, and avoided injuries. Focus magnified the impact of her actions. Focus also helps manage time effectively. In a world full of distractions, undivided attention ensures that you make the most of every minute. Even short periods of focused work can achieve what hours of distracted effort cannot. Mia struggled to learn a new language. She practiced casually, but could not remember vocabulary. When she dedicated 30 minutes each day to focused learning, free from interruptions, she retained information much better. Focus enhanced both efficiency and retention. Focus is like a muscle. It strengthens with regular practice. The more you train your attention, the longer and deeper you can concentrate. Start with short, intentional periods, then gradually increase. Your capacity to focus grows just like any other skill. Ethan faced challenges at work. He often jumped between tasks, replying to emails, attending meetings, and multitasking. By blocking time for deep work, he completed projects faster and more effectively. Focus allowed him to deliver higher quality results in less time. Focus is also critical for decision-making. When your mind is scattered, choices become reactive and impulsive. With focus, decisions are thoughtful, deliberate, and aligned with your goals. Concentrated attention clarifies priorities and reduces mistakes. Jack wanted to learn coding. Instead of half-heartedly trying different tutorials, he selected one topic and focused deeply for an hour each day. Within weeks, his understanding and skills grew rapidly. Focus turned learning into mastery. Zoe wanted to build better relationships. She realized that during conversations, she was often thinking about other things or her phone. By focusing fully on the person she spoke with, she became a better listener, communicator, and friend. Focus strengthened not only her skills, but her connections. Focus also combats overwhelm. When faced with a large goal, it is easy to feel paralyzed. Breaking the goal into small, focused tasks makes it manageable. One focused step at a time leads to consistent progress and reduces stress. Small daily exercises can improve focus. Try dedicating 10 minutes to a single task without distractions. Gradually increase the time and complexity. Meditation, journaling, or mindful practice can also strengthen attention over time. Focus multiplies the effect of all other habits. A disciplined routine, daily learning, and small improvements are far more powerful when performed with concentration. Focus is the multiplier of growth. Finally, remember that focus is a choice. Each day, you decide what deserves your attention. Protect it fiercely. Your ability to concentrate on what matters determines how fast you grow and how effectively you get better every single day. As you finish this chapter, ask yourself, where can I focus my energy today to produce the greatest results? Start small, remove distractions, and give your full attention. In the next chapter, we will explore resilience, how to bounce back from setbacks stronger than before. Chapter 9. Resilience, bouncing back stronger. Welcome to Chapter 9. Let me ask you this. How do you respond when things don't go your way? Do you give up, complain, or feel defeated? Or do you get back up, learn from the experience, and keep moving forward? Resilience is the key to continuous growth and improvement. Subscribe and stay tuned, because developing resilience allows you to face challenges and get better every single day. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to challenges, and keep moving toward your goals despite difficulties. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles are inevitable. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is how they respond when faced with adversity. Consider Liam, who failed his first big exam. At first, he felt crushed and hopeless, but then he decided to analyze his mistakes, study harder, and create a new plan. The next exam, he performed much better. His resilience turned failure into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Ava, an aspiring artist, submitted her work to a gallery and was rejected. Instead of quitting, she sought feedback, practiced more, and tried again. Over time, her work was accepted into exhibitions, and her skill and confidence grew. Resilience allowed her to use rejection as fuel for improvement. Noah wanted to become a better athlete, but faced repeated losses in competitions. Each defeat was a test of his mental strength. He could have given up, but he chose to learn from each loss, train harder, and adjust his strategy. Over time, he improved his performance, winning more and feeling stronger mentally. Resilience requires mindset. It begins with the belief that setbacks are temporary and challenges are opportunities to grow. Fixed thinking, believing failure defines you, leads to discouragement. Growth-oriented thinking, believing failure is feedback, leads to progress. Ina struggled with writing a book. Her first drafts were full of mistakes, and many ideas didn't work. Instead of abandoning her project, she viewed each draft as a lesson. She revised, rewrote, and learned from every mistake. Her resilience turned frustration into achievement. Nia faced health challenges that slowed her fitness progress. Some days workouts were impossible, and motivation was low. Resilient people find alternative ways to keep going. Mia adjusted her routine, focused on nutrition, and maintained consistent effort. Her commitment allowed her to bounce back stronger after setbacks. Ethan faced criticism for a presentation at work. It was uncomfortable, but instead of avoiding future presentations, he analyzed the feedback, practiced, and improved. His resilience strengthened both his skills and confidence. Resilience is not just about enduring hardship, it is about learning, adapting, and growing through adversity. Each challenge becomes a teacher, each setback a lesson, each obstacle a stepping stone. Jack wanted to learn coding but repeatedly faced errors and frustrations. Initially he considered quitting. Then he reminded himself that learning something difficult always comes with struggles. He persisted, experimented with solutions, asked for help, and gradually mastered the skills. His resilience transformed obstacles into progress. Zoe faced setbacks in her relationships. Misunderstandings, disagreements, and disappointments tested her patience and emotional strength. She learned to communicate better, forgive, and adapt. Resilience allowed her to maintain strong, healthy connections and grow emotionally. Resilient people develop habits that support recovery. They reflect on mistakes, plan for improvement, and take consistent action. They understand that falling is part of the journey, and getting up is the skill that matters most. Resilience also requires self-care. Mental and physical strength are interconnected. Sufficient rest, proper nutrition, and exercise build the foundation that allows you to bounce back from difficulties. A healthy body and mind make resilience possible. Resilience is strengthened by perspective. Viewing challenges as temporary and solvable reduces fear and discouragement. Asking, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can I grow stronger?" shifts the focus from defeat to opportunity. Daily practice of resilience matters. Each time you handle a small challenge, adapt to change, or overcome discomfort, you strengthen your ability to face bigger obstacles in the future. Like a muscle, resilience grows with repeated use. Learning from setbacks is key. Avoid blaming yourself or others excessively. Analyze the situation. Identify actionable lessons and apply them. Growth is the reward for resilience. Consider a seed that struggles to push through hard soil. It could stop growing under pressure, or it could continue pushing upward. Resilience is the force that allows it to break through, reach sunlight, and grow into a strong plant. Human growth works the same way. Resilience also builds confidence. Each time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That belief empowers you to take on even greater challenges in the future. Small steps strengthen resilience. Facing a minor fear, completing a difficult task, or keeping a commitment despite discomfort all contribute. Consistent, incremental acts of courage and perseverance compound into extraordinary mental strength. Ultimately, resilience is a mindset and a skill. It is a choice to face difficulties, learn from them, and continue improving. Life will not always be easy, but your ability to bounce back stronger ensures that you keep moving forward toward your goals. As you finish this chapter, reflect on your own setbacks. How can you approach them with resilience? What lessons can you learn? Start today by choosing to respond with determination and strength. In the next chapter, we will explore the role of mindset in achieving extraordinary results. The Chapter 10, Mindset, the Key to Extraordinary Results. Welcome to Chapter 10. Let me ask you something. When faced with a challenge, do you see it as an obstacle or an opportunity? Your mindset determines your response, your actions, and ultimately your results. Today, we will explore how cultivating a growth mindset can unlock extraordinary outcomes in every area of your life. Don't forget to subscribe, because understanding and shaping your mindset is essential to getting better every single day. Mindset is the collection of beliefs you hold about yourself, your abilities, and the world around you. It is the lens through which you interpret every experience, decision, and challenge. Two people can face the same situation and react completely differently, all because of their mindset. Consider Liam, a student struggling in mathematics. With a fixed mindset, he might think, "I'm just not good at math," and give up. But with a growth mindset, he thought, "I may not know this yet, but I can learn and improve." That simple shift in thinking transformed his approach, leading to consistent effort, learning, and eventual mastery. Eva, an aspiring painter, faced repeated criticism early in her career. Instead of feeling defeated, she adopted a growth mindset. She asked questions, sought feedback, and experimented with new techniques. Over time, her art improved dramatically. Her mindset allowed her to see challenges as opportunities rather than threats. Noah wanted to improve his fitness. On some days, workouts were difficult and progress felt slow. A fixed mindset would have led him to quit. A growth mindset, however, reminded him that effort leads to improvement. Each small achievement built confidence and resilience, turning daily exercise into measurable results. Mindset influences motivation. People with a growth mindset focus on progress rather than perfection. They celebrate small wins and view setbacks as temporary. Motivation flows naturally when your mind believes that effort leads to growth. Emma, a writer, faced months of writer's block. A fixed mindset would have made her feel incapable and stop writing. By adopting a growth mindset, she experimented with new writing techniques, set small daily goals, and treated mistakes as learning opportunities. Within weeks, her creativity returned stronger than ever. Mia wanted to learn a musical instrument. Every mistake during practice could have been discouraging. With a growth mindset, she understood that errors are part of the learning process. Each mistake was a lesson, each correction a step closer to mastery. Her mindset shaped her skill development and confidence. Ethan struggled with public speaking. Initially, he feared failure and embarrassment, but he shifted his mindset to focus on improvement rather than perfection. Every speech, regardless of mistakes, was an opportunity to learn. Over time, his confidence and skill grew exponentially. Mindset also affects how you handle feedback. Constructive criticism is invaluable, but only if your mind is open to it. Those with a fixed mindset see criticism as a threat. Those with a growth mindset see it as guidance to improve. Learning to interpret feedback positively is a key component of extraordinary results. Jack wanted to become a better athlete. He faced injuries and tough competition. A fixed mindset would have caused frustration and doubt. A growth mindset allowed him to adjust, train smarter, and persist. Each challenge became a stepping stone, and each success built momentum. Zoe, working on personal development, realized that a growth mindset applies to all areas of life, relationships, career, and health. Believing in the possibility of improvement changed her decisions, actions, and outcomes. Mindset shapes not only what you can do, but who you can become. Daily practices can strengthen your mindset. Journaling about challenges, reflecting on lessons learned, setting small achievable goals, and affirming your ability to grow are all tools to cultivate a growth mindset. Consistency in these practices reinforces positive mental patterns. Mindset also determines how you respond to failure. Those with a fixed mindset often see failure as proof they are incapable. Those with a growth mindset see failure as information, a guide to adjust and improve. Resilient, growth-oriented individuals use failure as fuel for progress. Consider a seed in hard soil. A fixed mindset sees the soil as too tough and gives up. A growth mindset pushes through, finding light, water, and nutrients, eventually growing into a strong, flourishing plant. The same principle applies to human potential. Mindset influences the choices you make daily. When you believe that effort leads to improvement, you make decisions aligned with growth. When you believe talent alone matters, you may avoid challenges and stagnate. Choosing to cultivate a growth mindset changes how you live, act, and achieve. The most successful people in any field share one trait: a strong growth mindset. They constantly seek knowledge, practice skills, embrace challenges, and persist through difficulties. Mindset amplifies the effect of focus, discipline, and learning, making extraordinary results possible. Small daily actions build mindset over time. Reading inspiring books, reflecting on achievements, setting intentions, and celebrating progress are all ways to strengthen your mental framework. Mindset is not fixed. It is shaped and trained, like a muscle. Ultimately, mindset determines whether you see life as a series of obstacles or opportunities. A growth mindset allows you to see challenges as stepping stones, setbacks as lessons, and effort as a pathway to excellence. Your mindset is the foundation upon which every other habit, skill, and achievement is built. As you finish this chapter, reflect on your own mindset. Are you approaching challenges with belief in growth and improvement, or are you limited by doubts and fears? Start today by shifting your perspective, embracing learning, and viewing every challenge as a chance to get better. In the next chapter, we will explore how consistency and daily action compound over time to produce remarkable results. Chapter 11: Consistency. Small actions, big results. Welcome to Chapter 11. Ask yourself this: how often do you start a new goal with excitement but slowly lose momentum? The key to long-term success is consistency. It is not about one-time effort or sporadic bursts of motivation. It is about showing up every day, no matter how small the action. Stay tuned and subscribe, because mastering consistency can transform your life and help you get better every single day. Consistency is the repeated commitment to action over time. It is the practice of doing small, deliberate steps toward a goal every single day. Massive results do not come from occasional effort. They come from steady, persistent action. Consider Liam, who wanted to become a better student. At first, he tried to study for hours in one day, but skipped the next. Progress was uneven. When he decided to study for 30 minutes every day consistently, he retained knowledge better, built confidence, and improved steadily. Daily effort compounded into measurable results. Ava, an aspiring artist, committed to creating a small piece of art every day. Even on days she felt tired or uninspired, she showed up. Over time, her skill improved dramatically. Consistency allowed her to move from beginner mistakes to mastery without relying on inspiration alone. Noah wanted to improve his physical fitness. Instead of doing intense workouts sporadically, he exercised for a short duration every day. Even when energy was low, he maintained the habit. Gradually, his endurance, strength, and confidence increased. The compound effect of small, consistent actions became undeniable. Consistency also builds discipline. Each time you show up, even without motivation, you strengthen your mental resilience. You learn that effort is non-negotiable. Motivation is unreliable, but consistency ensures progress regardless of feelings or circumstances. Emma struggled with writing a book. Some days she had ideas, other days she felt stuck. She created a schedule to write at least 200 words daily. Some days it felt easy, other days it was a struggle. Yet by committing to daily writing, her manuscript slowly took shape, proving that consistency trumps occasional bursts of effort. Mia wanted to learn a new language. Instead of cramming in long sessions irregularly, she practiced 15 minutes every day. Small, repeated exposure built vocabulary, fluency, and confidence. Months later, her progress surpassed those who studied irregularly for longer sessions. Ethan faced challenges with public speaking. He practiced speeches daily, even when he felt nervous or self-conscious. Consistency allowed him to refine his skills, reduce anxiety, and build confidence. Each day of practice compounded into mastery. Jack struggled with building a habit of coding. He often felt overwhelmed by the complexity, By committing to one small coding exercise each day, he gradually built understanding and confidence. Over months, the small, consistent actions transformed into real proficiency. Consistency turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Small actions repeated over time create momentum. Momentum makes progress easier, reinforces habits, and builds confidence. Without consistency, even the most talented individuals may never reach their potential. Zoe wanted to improve her relationships. She committed to checking in with family or friends daily, even for a short message or call. Those small, consistent efforts strengthened bonds, built trust, and deepened connections. The principle of consistency applies to every area of life: skills, health, learning, and relationships. Daily consistency requires patience. Results may not appear immediately, but every action contributes to long-term growth. Just as water can carve a rock over time, small, consistent efforts shape your life in ways that seem invisible at first, but become powerful over months and years. Consistency also combats procrastination. When effort becomes habitual, it requires less mental energy to start. You stop waiting for motivation, inspiration, or perfect conditions. Showing up daily becomes automatic, and progress becomes predictable. Consider a professional athlete. Training every day, even when tired or distracted, is what leads to peak performance. Success is rarely about talent alone. It is about consistent practice and preparation over years. Consistency strengthens confidence. Each day you take action, you prove to yourself that you can rely on your own effort. That belief fuels further action, creating a positive cycle of improvement. Small steps add up. Reading a page daily, practicing a skill for 10 minutes, exercising lightly, or writing a few lines each day may feel insignificant alone. But repeated over time, these small actions compound into massive results. Consistency also teaches perseverance. Life is filled with distractions, challenges, and setbacks. By showing up daily, you develop the ability to persist, adjust, and overcome obstacles without giving up. Learning from mistakes is easier with consistency. When you are regularly engaged in a task, errors become opportunities to adjust and improve. Inconsistent effort makes mistakes feel like failure. Consistent effort makes them part of the growth process. Even when results are slow, consistency is the engine that drives eventual success. Breakthroughs often appear after months or years of daily effort that seemed mundane at the time. The compounding effect of small, consistent actions is invisible at first, but unstoppable in the long run. As you finish this chapter, reflect on your habits. Where can you commit to consistent daily action? What small step can you take today and repeat tomorrow? Remember, progress is built day by day, action by action. Small, consistent steps are the foundation of extraordinary achievement. In the next chapter, we will explore the power of reflection and how learning from your experiences accelerates improvement. Chapter 12. Reflection. Learning from experience. Welcome to Chapter 12. Ask yourself this: how often do you pause and think about what you did, how you did it, and what you can do better? Reflection is one of the most powerful tools for growth. By looking back, you gain clarity, understanding, and insight that accelerate your progress. Don't forget to subscribe, because learning to reflect consistently can help you get better every single day. Reflection is the act of reviewing your experiences, actions, and decisions to gain lessons and improve for the future. It is not just thinking or daydreaming, it is purposeful and intentional. Reflection transforms ordinary experience into meaningful growth. Consider Liam, who wanted to improve his academic performance. After each test, he didn't just look at the score, he reflected on what he studied well, what he missed, and how he could prepare differently next time. That practice helped him identify weaknesses and strategies for improvement, resulting in steady progress. Ava, an artist, often felt stuck in her creativity. By reflecting on her finished pieces, she analyzed what worked, what didn't, and what could be done differently. Each reflection session taught her new techniques, improved her style, and boosted her confidence. Reflection multiplied the impact of her daily practice. Noah wanted to improve his time management. By reflecting each evening on how he spent his day, he identified distractions, unproductive habits, and areas where he could focus better. Small adjustments made daily compounded into significant improvements in productivity. Reflection is also about understanding emotions. Emma, a writer, noticed that certain days she felt unmotivated. By reflecting on her mood, sleep, and environment, she discovered patterns that affected her productivity. Awareness allowed her to adjust routines and set conditions for optimal work. Mia, learning a musical instrument, practiced daily but sometimes struggled with difficult passages. Reflecting after practice sessions, she identified mistakes, recognized progress, and adjusted techniques. Reflection made her practice smarter, turning time spent into measurable improvement. Ethan faced setbacks at work. Instead of feeling defeated, he reflected on what went wrong and why. By analyzing his actions and decisions, he identified better approaches, improved his skills, and became more confident in future challenges. Reflection turned failure into opportunity. Jack, learning to code, often encountered frustrating bugs. By reflecting on what caused errors, the strategies he tried, and the solutions that worked, he improved his problem-solving skills. Reflection accelerated his learning process far beyond trial and error alone. Zoe wanted to strengthen her relationships. Reflecting on her interactions, she noticed patterns in communication, habits, and responses that either built or weakened connections. Through reflection, she improved how she listened, responded, and supported others, strengthening her bonds over time. Reflection enhances decision-making. By reviewing past choices, understanding consequences, and analyzing outcomes, you can make better decisions in the future. Reflection reduces repeated mistakes and increases confidence in your judgment. Daily reflection doesn't require hours. Even 5 minutes at the end of the day can be powerful. Ask yourself questions like, what went well today? What challenges did I face? What can I do differently tomorrow? These simple questions guide growth and learning. Reflection also strengthens awareness. The more you observe your actions, thoughts, and habits, the more you understand yourself. Awareness allows you to identify patterns, stop negative cycles, and reinforce positive behaviors. Consider Liam again. By reflecting weekly on his study habits, he noticed he retained information better with morning study sessions rather than late-night cramming. Small adjustments based on reflection significantly improved his results. Reflection builds humility. Recognizing mistakes, limitations, and areas to grow encourages learning and prevents overconfidence. It keeps you grounded while motivating continuous improvement. Mia, after performing at a concert, took time to reflect. She thought about what went well, where she stumbled, and how she could improve next time. That reflection made her next performance stronger, turning experience into mastery. Reflection is also a tool for planning. Looking back allows you to adjust goals, set priorities, and design strategies for the future. By connecting past actions with future intentions, you create a continuous cycle of improvement. Even small reflections matter. Noticing a single mistake, identifying a minor success, or recognizing a small pattern can have compounding effects over time. Daily reflection creates insight that grows exponentially. Reflection strengthens resilience. By understanding challenges and setbacks, you learn to adapt and approach future obstacles more effectively. It converts experiences into wisdom. Ultimately, reflection turns ordinary life into a learning journey. Each day, by intentionally analyzing your actions, thoughts, and outcomes, you create a roadmap for personal growth. Reflection ensures that your efforts today become even more effective tomorrow. As you finish this chapter, take a moment to reflect on your recent experiences. What worked well? What can be improved? How will you adjust tomorrow? In the next chapter, we will explore goal setting and how clarity of purpose drives continuous improvement. Chapter 13. Goal setting. Clarity drives progress. Welcome to Chapter 13. Let me ask you this. How clear are you about what you truly want to achieve? Without clear goals, your efforts can be scattered and progress slow. Goal setting is a powerful tool that gives direction, focus, and purpose to every action you take. Subscribe and stay tuned, because mastering goal setting can make getting better every single day much easier and more effective. Goals are the roadmap to improvement. They turn vague intentions into actionable plans. Without goals, it is easy to wander, get distracted, or feel stuck. With clearly defined goals, every step you take is purposeful, bringing you closer to your desired outcomes. Consider Liam, a student who wanted to improve his grades. He set specific goals: raise his math grade by 10 points, finish reading a book each month, and complete all assignments on time. These clear targets helped him prioritize his time, stay motivated, and measure progress. Goals transformed his efforts into tangible results. Ava, an aspiring artist, set a goal to complete one new painting every week. Instead of working randomly, she organized her practice, explored new techniques, and tracked her progress. The clarity of her goal provided structure, focus, and a sense of accomplishment. Each completed painting reinforced confidence and skill. Noah wanted to improve his fitness. By setting clear goals, running a mile in under 7 minutes, doing 20 push-ups, or attending yoga 3 times a week, he could track progress and stay motivated. The specificity of his goals gave him measurable benchmarks and a roadmap to improvement. Goal setting requires more than just wishful thinking. Vague statements like "I want to be better" are not enough. Effective goals are clear, specific, and actionable. They answer the questions: what do I want? How will I know I'm improving? What actions will I take to achieve it? Emma, a writer, struggled to finish her book. Instead of vague intentions, she set clear daily and weekly writing goals: 500 words per day, finishing 1 chapter per week. Breaking the big goal into smaller, manageable targets made the process less overwhelming and more achievable. Mia wanted to learn a new language. By setting a goal to learn 10 new words daily, practice conversation twice a week, and complete a language lesson every day, she created measurable steps. Goals provided a framework for consistent, incremental growth. Ethan faced challenges with public speaking. He set clear goals: speak for 5 minutes without notes, then 10 minutes, then 20, gradually building confidence and skill. Each milestone gave him clarity, focus, and motivation to keep improving. Jack wanted to learn coding. He created project-based goals: build a simple website in a month, learn a new programming concept each week, and debug code daily. Goals gave him direction, and each accomplishment fueled momentum. Zoe wanted to strengthen her relationships. She set goals to check in with loved ones twice a week, practice active listening daily, and resolve conflicts calmly. Clear goals turned intention into action, creating meaningful improvement. Goal setting also provides motivation. When you have a specific target, every action feels meaningful. Each small step is a building block, and progress becomes visible. Motivation grows naturally when you can see the results of your efforts. Goals also help you make better decisions. When faced with choices, clear goals act as a compass. Will this action bring me closer to my objective or distract me from it? Goals reduce confusion, procrastination, and wasted effort. Consistency amplifies the power of goals. Daily actions, aligned with clear objectives, compound over time, producing extraordinary results. Even small steps, when aligned with goals, move you steadily forward. Reflection works hand in hand with goal setting. By regularly reviewing your progress, you can adjust targets, strategies, and priorities. Reflection ensures that your goals remain relevant, achievable, and aligned with your personal growth. Consider a mountain climber. The summit is the ultimate goal, but reaching it requires daily steps, planning, and adaptation. Each step, even small or difficult, contributes to progress. Without the goal of the summit, every step would feel aimless. Goals give your actions meaning and direction. Goal setting also strengthens resilience. When challenges arise, clear goals remind you why you started and what you are working toward. Goals provide focus, even during setbacks, turning obstacles into temporary detours rather than dead ends. Effective goal setting includes flexibility. Life changes, circumstances shift, and unexpected challenges occur. Goals should adapt while maintaining direction. Rigidity can lead to frustration. Flexible clarity fosters persistence. Small daily actions, guided by clear goals, lead to big results. Each choice, effort, and practice session matters more when it is aligned with your purpose. Goals transform intention into action, chaos into order, and potential into achievement. As you finish this chapter, reflect on your own goals. Are they clear, specific, and actionable? If not, take time today to define them. Break big goals into small, achievable steps, and track your progress. In the next chapter, we will explore the power of habits and how they create lasting change. Chapter 14, Habits. The building blocks of success. Welcome to Chapter 14. Ask yourself this: what small actions do you repeat every day? Habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They shape your results, determine your growth, and guide your future. Subscribe and stay tuned, because building the right habits is the key to getting better every single day. Habits are automatic behaviors performed regularly, often without conscious thought. They can work for you or against you. Good habits compound over time, producing extraordinary results. Bad habits drain energy, distract from goals, and slow progress. Understanding this distinction is crucial for improvement. Consider Liam, who wanted to be more productive. He developed the habit of waking up 30 minutes earlier each day to review his goals and plan his tasks. Over months, this small habit increased his focus, efficiency, and confidence, transforming his daily routine and outcomes. Ava, an artist, committed to sketching every morning, even for just 10 minutes. Initially it felt minor, but over time the habit strengthened her creativity, improved her technique, and created momentum in her art practice. Daily habits, repeated consistently, compound into mastery. Noah wanted to improve his fitness. Instead of relying on motivation, he established a habit of exercising at the same time every day. The routine became automatic, making it easier to stay consistent even on challenging days. Habits turn effort into effortless action. Habits also shape identity. Emma, a writer, cultivated the habit of writing every day. Over time, writing became part of who she was. She no longer asked herself whether she should write. It became natural. Habits transform behavior and reinforce self-identity. Mia wanted to learn a new language. By making vocabulary practice a daily habit, she gradually built fluency. The habit created momentum, turning small actions into noticeable progress. Consistent practice through habits is more effective than sporadic effort. Ethan struggled with time management. By developing the habit of reviewing his daily tasks each morning, he became more organized, focused, and effective. Small habits create structure and clarity, providing a foundation for growth. Jack, learning coding, created a habit of tackling one small coding problem daily. Initially, it seemed insignificant, but over months, the habit improved his problem-solving skills, knowledge, and confidence. Small, repeated actions are the seeds of mastery. Zoe wanted to improve her relationships. She built the habit of expressing gratitude daily, sending messages of appreciation, and actively listening. These small actions, repeated consistently, strengthened her connections and deepened bonds. Habits influence not just personal growth, but relationships and influence as well. Building habits requires intention. Identify behaviors that align with your goals and repeat them consistently. Focus on one habit at a time to ensure success. Overloading yourself can lead to failure and frustration. Start small, build gradually, and let consistency do the rest. Habits reduce reliance on willpower. Willpower fluctuates daily, but a strong habit continues regardless of mood or energy. When positive habits are in place, growth becomes automatic, and your mind can focus on higher-level decisions. Reflection enhances habit development. By reviewing what works and what doesn't, you can refine your routines and maintain alignment with your goals. Habits are not static, they evolve with intention and experience. Consider Liam again. By reflecting on his morning routine, he discovered which habits increased productivity and which distracted him. Adjustments strengthened his daily rhythm, turning simple actions into consistent growth. Habits also create momentum. The more small actions you repeat, the stronger your confidence and motivation grow. Momentum makes it easier to continue taking action, and progress compounds naturally over time. Even when change feels slow, habits accumulate. Small improvements daily, reading, exercising, writing, learning, build a foundation that leads to extraordinary results over months and years. Consistency and patience are essential. Habits shape your environment. Surround yourself with cues and reminders that support positive routines. Remove distractions and triggers that reinforce negative habits. Environment and habits work hand in hand to make growth easier. Ultimately, habits are the building blocks of success. They are the daily choices that define your life, shape your identity, and create lasting impact. Mastering habits allows you to harness your potential and get better every single day. As you finish this chapter, reflect on your daily routines. Which habits are helping you grow? Which are holding you back? Start small, focus on one habit at a time, and let consistent action compound into remarkable results. In the next chapter, we will explore the ultimate principle that ties all growth together: self-belief and confidence in your ability to improve. Chapter 15, Self-Belief, Your Greatest Asset. Welcome to Chapter 15. Ask yourself this: do you truly believe in your ability to improve, grow, and achieve your goals? Self-belief is the foundation of every success story. Without it, effort, focus, and habits may falter. Subscribe and stay tuned, because cultivating unwavering self-belief is the ultimate key to getting better every single day. Self-belief is the conviction that you are capable of learning, adapting, and overcoming challenges. It is not arrogance or overconfidence. It is confidence grounded in effort, growth, and experience. Believing in yourself fuels persistence, courage, and resilience. Consider Liam, a student who struggled with exams. Initially, he doubted his abilities, thinking he wasn't smart enough. Over time, he practiced, studied deliberately, and learned from mistakes. Each small success reinforced his self-belief. With confidence, his performance improved dramatically. Self-belief allowed him to trust his effort and persist. Ava, an aspiring artist, faced rejection after rejection. Without self-belief, she might have given up. Instead, she trusted her vision, practiced consistently, and believed in her potential. Her self-belief gave her courage to continue creating, improving, and eventually showcasing her art successfully. Noah wanted to improve his physical fitness. Some workouts were tough, and progress felt slow. Self-belief kept him going. He reminded himself that each effort counted, that improvement was inevitable with consistency, and that his dedication would pay off. Confidence in his ability turned effort into achievement. Self-belief strengthens focus. When you trust yourself, you can ignore distractions, doubt, and negative opinions. Emma, a writer, faced criticism from peers. Believing in her talent and commitment allowed her to continue writing and finish her book. Without self-belief, external opinions would have halted her progress. Mia, learning a musical instrument, experienced plateaus where progress seemed impossible. Self-belief reminded her that improvement comes with patience and consistent effort. Believing she could overcome challenges allowed her to practice with confidence, turning frustration into progress. Ethan struggled with public speaking. Fear and self-doubt made him anxious. By cultivating self-belief, he trusted his preparation, skills, and ability to adapt. That confidence allowed him to speak clearly, persuasively, and authentically. Self-belief is the fuel for courage. Jack, learning coding, often faced complex problems. Self-belief prevented discouragement. He reminded himself that persistence, learning, and creativity would lead to solutions. That mindset allowed him to approach challenges logically and remain motivated even when solutions weren't immediate. Zoe wanted to improve her relationships. She believed in her ability to communicate, empathize, and build trust. That belief guided her actions, strengthened connections, and created positive outcomes. Self-belief empowers not just personal growth, but also relationships and influence. Self-belief is built through repeated effort and reflection. Every small success reinforces confidence. Every challenge faced and overcome strengthens conviction in your ability. Liam, Ava, Noah, and others built self-belief by taking action consistently, reflecting on lessons, and trusting the process. Believing in yourself also inspires others. People are drawn to those who trust their abilities and act confidently. Your self-belief creates momentum, influence, and opportunities that might not have existed otherwise. Daily practices can cultivate self-belief. Track small wins, celebrate progress, affirm your capabilities, and visualize success. Repeating these practices strengthens confidence and prepares you to tackle bigger challenges. Self-belief does not mean expecting perfection. Mistakes, setbacks, and failures are part of growth. Believing in yourself means trusting that you can learn, adapt, and recover. No matter what happens, it transforms challenges into opportunities. Consider the story of a seed breaking through hard soil. Belief in its own growth, in a metaphorical sense, drives it to push upward, reach sunlight, and flourish. Human potential works similarly. Self-belief allows you to persist, grow, and thrive despite obstacles. Self-belief also amplifies every other principle we've discussed: focus, resilience, habits, goal setting, reflection, and consistency. Confidence in your ability ensures that these tools are applied effectively, making progress inevitable over time. As you finish this chapter and this audiobook, reflect on your journey. How strong is your belief in your potential? What actions can you take today to strengthen it? Remember, your mind is your most powerful asset, and belief in yourself is the engine that drives improvement. Every day presents an opportunity to get better. Apply focus, consistency, reflection, goal setting, habit building, resilience, and self-belief. These principles, practiced daily, create a life of continuous growth, achievement, and fulfillment. Believe in yourself. Take action. Keep learning. Keep improving. Your potential is limitless, and your growth is in your hands. Thank you for listening to How to Get Better Every Single Day. Keep applying what you've learned and watch your life transform one day at a time.